Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. Thanks for being here. Hope you are doing well. My name is Amir, and I'm here today to make a short presentation on Jørgen Vig Knudstorp, the CEO of the Lego Group. So, we are going to talk about his leadership style. I will review the agenda of this presentation. First of all, greeting and introduction of all team members. Then we go to introduction of year. After that, we have two qualities of this leader, reliability and endurance. And then we will discuss about his leadership style as a democratic leader. After that, we will have critique of a year, and finally the conclusion. At the end of this session, we will have the QA session. So, who is Jørgen and what is Lego? As all of us know, Lego is one of the most famous company in the world for manufacturing toys for children. And we are going to talk about an important person that was working on this group. He was born in 1968 in Denmark. In his early years, he grew up in Denmark and graduated from a local high school. Then he began an academic career as a researcher at his alma matter, as well as obtaining a master's degree in 1995 and a PhD in 1998 in economics from Aarhus University. What was her career in Lego? After graduation and working as a McKinsey and company consultant, he joined the Lego Group in 2001 and became the executive chairman and former CEO of the Lego in 2004. What was his job and career after Lego? After his tenure in Lego in December 2016, it was announced that Jørgen would step down as the CEO of the Lego and instead take the position of chairman of the group. So outside the Lego, he had another position. In January 2017, he was nominated as a member of the board of the Starbucks.
Thank you, Amir, and hello, everyone. Reliability and endurance are two qualities that I would like to present that have helped our leader, Jørgen Vig Knudstorp, to be a good leader. By 2004, when he became CEO, things had become awful wrong at Lego Group. To survive, the company needs to help sales decline, reduce debits, and focus on cash flow. It was a classic turnaround, and it required fiscal control and top-down management. At the same time, he had to build credibility. You can make a lot of things happen if you are viewed without suspicion. So he made sure he was approachable. To be endurance in Green Journal understanding, it's self-control. That means standing strong in any difficult situation, and controlling emotion are important nuances of a leader. For example, he received a lot of criticism from Lego fans when he decided to move production outside Denmark. However, this decision was made to save money. Second one is hard work. Based on his 13 years of experience with the Lego Group, it can be concluded that Jorgen has consistently tried to create a better core product. For example, in Lego Group, he managed thousands of different contracts. Another one is willingness to learn. In this, he was helped by the contract study of new materials and the search of useful resources all the time. For example, as I mentioned about managing at eye level, this term was implemented to Lego Group, and this gives him an opportunity to get the trust of employers and receive the necessary information from the team, which can change the course of events from the better side in the future. And what steps have been taken by Jørgen Vig? And the first step, he remove all the distraction from Lego, such as Lego lamp, Lego game, and Lego merchandise. And this help save Lego from bankruptcy. Also, he replaced the senior Lego designer. This was combined with the decision to retire a large number of the Lego designer who had created the steps from the 17th up to 19th years and replaced them with 30 innovators who were the top graduates from the best designer college around Europe. Then he reinvented the way of thinking of Lego employers. So employers contributed to decision making and to influence the CEO. And employers had both business units and have made them more profitable because they are highly motivated. And key drivers from employers' engagement are energy, motivation, and the ability to push boundaries and get things done. The biggest motivations are brand and doing something powerful. So, what can help you succeed? Jørgen Vig showed as how leadership can make us focus on what we do. With reliability and endurance, Jørgen Vig managed a clear, a difficult path ahead. And of course, learn constantly. Without knowing, we can't do anything right. Thank you for your attention, and I would like to turn to Spandan continue with his part, please.
Everyone. So I'm going to discuss about the leadership style of our leader, Jørgen Vig Knudstorp. His leadership style is preferably as a democratic leadership. When we went through his course of career during as a CEO of a Lego Group, democratic leadership style is also known as the participative leadership style. As in this kind of leadership style, all the employees takes part in this strategy to give their valuable inputs and feedback in order to make the decision-making process quite easier and efficient for the leader. So what happens generally in this kind of democratic leadership style is the authority, the ultimate decision-taking power is in the hands of a leader, but it's the responsibility of a leader to provide the atmosphere and a work culture for all his employees where he can facilitate everyone and encourage everyone to participate in raising up their concerns, approaching their senior management employees, providing their inputs. If they have any idea, any creative ideas, they can come up easily and talk about their ideas. So collaboration is the key in this leadership style, where problem solving solutions, ideas, suggestions, opinions, and feedback, everything is accepted and heard by the leader from all his employees, and the ultimate decision is taken by the leader based on the different ideas collected from all his employees, all his team members. So generally in this kind of leadership style, the hierarchy, the organizational structure which is followed in these kind of companies where this leadership style is followed, it's quite relaxed. It means from top down management to bottom line frontliners, everybody feel involved in decision making process. So generally this process is quite positive process. Different types of stand up meetings takes place every day. Bi-weekly meetings takes place, different type of presentations, seminars, everybody's called upon, everybody is asked to provide their feedback on, surveys are taken upon. So democratic leadership style is all about engaging everybody to get the best out of everybody. So these are the advantages of democratic leadership style. The employees feel that their voice is heard and their inputs are considered. So generally when the employees feel that their voice is heard and their inputs are considered, it encourages them to work more, it provides them a good motivation to bring out their best so that they can show their senior level managers that yeah, they have the capability to raise upon, like they have the capability to further promote at different level. So generally in these kind of leadership style, it's very much easy for the leader to find the qualities in their different employees who are working under them, with them, along with them. So this kind of leadership style provides job satisfaction to employees, get the best ideas and creative suggestions out of those employees. The employees feel empowered and committed when they know that they're the part of decision making process. They feel welcomed by the leader, that their company, they feel the part of the company. They feel that they are not working for a company. They feel that they're working for a family. The work culture is very much positive with less reluctancy and having conversation and opening up with the managers and senior leaders. So these are the leadership examples of Jørgen Vig Knudstorp. Jørgen Vig Knudstorp, as discussed by the Amir, he came in Lego Group as a CEO in the year 2004. So he is famous as one of the critical CEO who transformed the Lego Group and saved it from the brink of bankruptcy. So when he came, the Lego Group was at the brink of bankruptcy. So he implemented his leadership style, and he started bringing the reforms in the company, which helped the Lego Group to save themselves from bankruptcy. So what the first thing which he did when he started as a CEO on the Lego Group, that he handed over his creative directions to the core fans of the brand. So these core fans are the adult fans of Lego. There's a convention called Adult Fans of Lego, where all the adult fans of Lego Group come together and celebrate the Lego toys. So these fans, they have the idea about the Lego Group. They grew up playing with the Lego toys. So they have a very unique creative ideas to bring to the Lego Group. So the other example is this leadership style encourages everybody to have openness in a company. Everybody's encouraged to bring their points. His team used to approach different customers all around the globe so that they can get a useful insight and information and feedback, how they are working, how they should change some things which can be beneficial for them. They can get those kind of advices from the customers all around the world by doing the extensive research. So this can be illustrated by an example where just an 11-year-old boy who was asked by his design team regarding his favorite possession. So he replied that his sneaker shoes, which has lots of wear and tear, helped him to master his skateboarding trick in several hours. So the boy meant that his sneaker shoes that can be worn from the side also and from the top also, it is his the most important position. So they asked him why it is the most important position for him. So he said those sneaker shoes helped him to master his skateboarding trick. So this gave an ultimate takeaway to the team members who asked the question to that 11-year young boy, that the Lego set shouldn't be too much easy to assemble, because when something is too much easy to assemble and it doesn't take much time, it doesn't provide a long lasting satisfaction to the customer.
Thank you, Spanner, for talking about his leadership style. Now let's talk about some of the critiques that Jorgen has faced and also Lego as a whole. So what went wrong under Jorgen Vig Knudstorp's leadership, and what could he have done or considered differently to not face any of these criticisms? Two areas that we're going to look at is the rapid expansion of Lego and the introduction of the Lego Friends line. One of the things that Jorgen was praised for was bringing Lego back from the brink of bankruptcy when he first came on as CEO of Lego. In his tenure at Lego, we saw a 16% increase in growth, but by the time he left, we started to see a shift in the growth. At the end of 2016 and the start of 2017, there was a 800% drop in sales and a 17% drop in profits compared to the previous years. This could be attributed to the massive and rapid growth that Lego saw. They were no longer just a simple toy company that produced plastic building blocks, but rather they became something much bigger than they could have anticipated. Lego was expanding their business very quickly and developing a lot of different aspects to their business, but these new aspects started to hinder their growth potential. Under Jorgen's leadership, he tried to expand into too many different industries, ranging from entertainment, movies, video games, and apparel. All this did was cause a very oversaturated market for Lego. This led to a business with too many different layers and growing faster than they could have sustained. As a result of trying to bring profits and sales back up, they had to lay off about 5% of the workforce, or 1,400 employees in 2017. Lego Friends was another area that saw major criticisms by the media, even to the point of someone starting a change.org petition to ask Lego to stop selling the Lego Friends line. The Lego Friends line was geared towards young and adolescent girls, centered around girl themes with female-led characters. Many in the public perceive this as sexist and gendering something that does not need to be gendered. Instead of trying to integrate more female characters into sets, they decided to develop an entire new line of Lego sets geared towards young girls. This was the result of 4 years of market research of seeing how they can appeal to more females and young girls. By looking at Lego Friends, we can see a bigger issue in the corporate world and market research. Female representation and having a more inclusive, diverse boardroom. Perhaps a culture change in Lego was something they need instead of having a new entire line dedicated to young girls and adolescent girls. So what could they have done differently? They could have performed a risk analysis to determine if rapid expansion is something sustainable for Lego and what some of the consequences are for these rapid expansions. Also consider if diversifying the business would have been a good move for the business in the long term. Perhaps being more open and receptive to outside opinion could have helped Jorgen determine that this course of action was not best suited for Lego and a different approach should have been considered. As for Lego Friends, they should have considered the needs of the market and asked why is Lego not appealing to young and adolescent females? Do they really need a new line completely dedicated to just girls? Maybe they need to take stock of who's working in senior management and what the culture is at Lego. Perhaps more diversity both in race and gender would have solved the issue before spending hundreds of millions on a new line of Lego. For the massive expansion of growth resulting in decreased profits and sales, having to lay off 5% of the workforce, maybe they should have considered other cost-saving measures that didn't involve laying off 1,400 employees. What other options did they look at? Did they have a risk assessment in place, or did they take stock of something that could have streamlined in their business that didn't involve massive layoffs? Now I will hand it back to Amir, where he will provide us with some ending thoughts and open the floor for questions.
Thank you, Stanley. So, as a conclusion, Jorgen's quality in terms of reliability and endurance, as Marina said before, now it's obvious that to achieve his goals and the organization objectives, he used both of these characteristics of quality. And also, Jorgen's leadership style, we know him as a democratic leader. He, as a democratic leader, tried to transform the company from within by pairing an authentic leadership style with a strong desire to transform people and processes in order to achieve extraordinary results. Jorgen dedicated himself to developing a structure that was not only aligned with Lego's brand commitment, but could also sustain and drive innovation. In calling the company back to its fundamentals value, which were also in line with the core value and ethical code, Jorgen helped ensure that there would be a way forward. When he became CEO in 2004, Lego was in the middle of serious crisis. Jorgen recalls, had the company not been owned by a wealthy private family, it would have been technically insolvent. So today, what was his main achievement as a leader in Lego? Today, Lego is very much back in the game by his action. During his tenure, given his effort to reform the organization structure, Lego Group's yearly income has gone from a loss to draw a notable profit, a 600% increase in turnover from 6.3 billion to 37.9 billion in 2016. That was our presentation today. Thank you for your listening. Please feel free to ask us your questions. Thank you.